Feeling like I'm gonna change the world, knowing that this world is mine to change. Gonna make a difference, I'm not afraid.
Hi, my name is Mangy and I'm a former AmeriCorps member. Last year I was a member at a school where I worked with teachers and students on service learning projects. The goal of this video is to prepare AmeriCorps members for service. After watching, you should have a better understanding how to be successful at your school site. My year with AmeriCorps was one of the best experiences I ever had. I really enjoyed working in schools. I hope this video helps you to have a great year as well. Before I went to the school for the first time, I reviewed my AmeriCorps manual and found out whatever I could about the school. I looked at the school's website and looked for any information about the school. One of the first things I did was to meet as many members of the school community as I possibly could. Now let's hear from some experienced educators who know what you need to do to succeed at your school site.
Get to know the school by becoming acquainted with everyone you can. Take time to get to know the principal, the assistant principal, vice principals, teachers, aides, the librarian, campus security, volunteers, staff, and students. Find out how decisions are made and who to go to for answers to your questions. The principal is the educational leader of the school, so it's important to find out his or her vision and goals. Two key people you will definitely want to get to know are the school secretary and custodian. The secretary is the keeper of all kinds of knowledge and can help you cut through red tape. The custodian can literally open doors for you and help you find what you need on campus. While getting to know the school community, make sure you explain your role to as many people as possible. This will help teachers know what you can do to help them and help students feel more comfortable with you on campus. When you first start out, take on one or two small projects. This will help you get a sense of the needs of the community without becoming overwhelmed.
As principal of my school, I'm responsible for everything that happens here. I'm responsible for knowing who is on campus, and I'm also responsible for ensuring that whoever is on campus follows all of the rules, regulations, processes, and protocols that we've established here. It's important because as long as everyone is following all the rules and regulations, we can offer the most effective program. A good way to begin is to get copies of the new staff orientation materials, the school map, the school calendar, school schedules, and student registration information. Get a copy of and read and review the school rules. The rules, including the dress code, apply to you, so make sure you understand them. It's really important to identify one or two staff members to serve as a mentor for you. Somebody to give you information about how the school works and to guide you through all of the bureaucracy.
Now it's my turn to share with you some of the things I learned about my role as a AmeriCorps member while working in a school. My role with staff was to help them to increase student learning. But as a new kid on the block, I realized that before staff and students would trust me in this role, I needed to earn their respect to be taken seriously. So I established credibility at my school site by dressing and acting like a professional. I wore appropriate dress, was on time, and did my best to follow through with what I promised. And I followed the school rules and the lead of other staff. This strategy really worked for me. Within a few weeks at the school, the staff began to ask me to work with them, and most students treated me with respect.
Once you're in school, one of your main roles will be to serve as a role model to the students. You're there to help guide, encourage, and motivate them to achieve their academic goals. And in doing so, you're going to have to establish appropriate boundaries. And that's basically maintaining a professional demeanor and being able to identify with the students. Being a former AmeriCorps member myself, I definitely know how difficult it is to maintain that balance. Once you build on your relationship and once you guys have spent time together and you're working with the students, trust is established, there might be things that they will say to you because they've, taken you into their confidence and they believe that they can trust you. Now, if it's something that's going to hurt the student or bring harm to another student, it's critical that you report that information to a school site administrator, to a teacher, or your supervisor. Also, as a rule of thumb, you should never be alone with the student. You should make sure that there's another adult in the room, whether it's a teacher, your supervisor, or an administrator at the site, because ultimately you're going to protect the student as well as yourself.
To be successful at the school site, it's important that you're a team member. But there are a couple of things to be aware of. School politics. Keep your distance. Remain neutral so that you don't become involved in controversy. Don't attend union meetings, and only attend PTA, school site council, or school board meetings if you've been invited. It's easy to become distracted from your role with everything that happens at the school site on a daily basis. But remember, keep your eyes on the prize, your service and the students.
So what do you need to know to work successfully with teachers? Let's hear what our guests have to say.
Communicating with teachers can be a real challenge, but it's one of the most important parts of your job. Teachers have a ton of demands on their time, and the students are their primary focus. This means that they have a real need for AmeriCorps help. Find out if your teachers prefer to be contacted through email, the phone, face-to-face, or through the teachers' boxes.
Many AmeriCorps assignments involve implementing service learning projects. Service learning is a teaching strategy that combines the academic curriculum with community service. This is also a major part of the National Service Family and the Learn and Serve America program. Working in collaboration with school leaders is a good way to identify teachers who may be interested in service learning. A good strategy is to ask the teachers what kind of service learning projects might their classes be interested in doing and how might you best suit their needs. So in closing, 2 essential ingredients you need in order to have a successful service learning project is 1, communicating well with the teacher, and 2, making sure that you meet their needs.
Now, let's review the most important points from this video. Learn who makes up the school community. Share your goals as an AmeriCorps member with staff and students. Find out how to gain access to resources and learn the school rules and procedures. Act professionally to establish credibility. Maintain professional boundaries with students and report any problems with students or parents. Distance yourself from school politics. Find out the most effective ways to communicate with teachers. Work with teachers with their needs in mind to successfully implement service learning projects at a school site. My AmeriCorps assignment working in school was a pivotal experience for me. I learned a lot about schools and how to work in a school culture. Most of all, I learned a lot about myself and how I could grow and adapt to a new culture. I hope what you heard and saw today helps you understand how to work in schools. As a member, you'll face some exciting challenges, some frustrations, and plenty of joys. But remember, your unique contribution will live on through the students you serve.